All right, next up is gonna be a joint effort between me and Shelby and a bit of Aaron, and that's labels. They're finally on dev, and I'm gonna be showing off what you can do today, and I'll be talking a bit about the things that we can fast follow with. Okay, so I'm on dev and I already uploaded a bunch of assets, and now you'll notice there's this new labels column for the assets. I already went ahead and created a label before the meeting just to see that it's working on dev before demoing. So I have this label that I applied to Jupyter for customer insights. That doesn't make much sense. And I can go to a different one, click on the plus button, and I can choose to add this. Something's not working. Okay. Let me try again. I think I was having some issues. Okay. So you can add labels, you can remove labels, and you can go ahead and create labels. When you create a label, you have the option to choose a predefined color here. So I'm going to go for a nice purple, and from some icons. So I'll just pick something here. Let's say this, and I'll call it customers 2025. Let's say 23. And you can add the description. And I just noticed the placeholder is wrong, so I'm going to fix that right after. But you can just say, I don't know, all our customers 2023. I'm going to create a label. And now I can go and choose to add the label to any of these files. And you can add multiple labels. I'm going to see them. And when you hover over the labels, you're going to be met with this tooltip that shows the name, the full name, the description, and how many assets are associated with the label. So customers is only on one asset, but the customer insights is on two assets. We can already see them in the list. And then clicking either on the label itself or on this will pop over a filter here. So we can also filter assets by labels. And you can also filter manually by clicking on filter and choosing the labels. Now this filter is an AND filter. So if I click on multiple labels, it's gonna show me the assets that have all of the labels that we're filtering by. So it's not an either or label. It's like it has to have both or all three or all five. And you can of course clear them all or just clear one. Next thing I want to show is bulk actions you can do with labels. And actually let me select two other labels here that already have labels. So there's a new button here, bulk change labels, next to the bulk delete button. And you're going to be met with like the similar label picker here. Now, because these two assets that I've selected both have the customer insights label on it, it's going to show the customer insights label as selected, and that will allow me to click on it and deselect it for both assets. And then because just this asset has the customers and this one doesn't, this one wasn't pre-selected, but if I was to select it, then it will mean that customers 2023 will be applied to both, or just the top one since the second one has it already. So if I do this, it should, and click apply, it should remove. Okay, I didn't remove this. Shelby, we need to look at the deletion, I think. Let me refresh and see if it's an issue with the immediate. Okay, I didn't test bulk with deletion with the latest changes. So we got that bug to fix, but it should have removed this and added the other one. I'll have to look into why it's not removing it. So those are the only bulk actions we can do right now. Just apply or remove a label from all the assets. I'm going to close this and I'm going to go into at mentioning labels. So you're able to, now that I've put customers on two of my assets, I'm also able to go and be like some assets. And when I click the add, we'll have the labels pop up as well as the top things. I chose to put them on the top of the list because usually you'd have less labels than concepts or assets. But please let me know if there's other opinions. And you can just mention it similarly to how you would with anything else. It would show up in the scope, it would show up in the prompt. And if you hover over it, you'll have the same pop up. And clicking on the two assets associated with this label will open the assets panel with the label as a filter so that you can see which assets are related to that label. So if let me just do this, and then if I click on this one, you see it filtered by this one instead.
Sweet.
Now I can't actually submit. I just noticed I have a minus thing. So I'm just gonna turn this on, the improve prompt. And usually the LLM is pretty good about keeping the mentions of labels. Yeah, so we have those in the improved prompt as well. The LLM mentions them, we can bring them back from the improved prompt and we can end it just like with the other stuff like the assets and the concepts. So I haven't actually tried submitting a prompt where the label didn't really match the content inside. So let's see what the LLM does with the fact that it's called customers, but the files are Wikipedia. But as you can see, yeah, labels are just first-class citizens everywhere where they're rendered nicely and link back to the thing and pretty much everywhere. All right, then I'm gonna go into the next steps and the fast follows. One of the fast follows would be something similar to this experience where you can label stuff after it's uploaded right after. And there's the other part that Mark asked about, which is managing labels. So I'm working on a screen that will let you manage labels. It's not yet, it's just the UI part. I need to hook it up to things to actually work, but it'll be a fast follow today, I hope. And it's just gonna let you do standard things like deleting a label or editing its name, its description, or the color and the icon. I'm not sure if there are any other actions we would want to do from here. I think in the future when we have permission type stuff, where we have sanctioned labels, like for organizations, this is going to get more complicated in the screen. But for now, I think we just need to let people delete or edit labels.